books along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Cortez!
1962 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collinwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Oh, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the Bladen races.
Hi, good evening. Welcome back to another Fan Forum show. Johnson Fed TV back again, and I've got Tony, Mason, Sam, Brad, and Gordon. How are you doing, guys? You okay?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
Thank you.
Yeah, married, sort of thing. Like, you know, absolutely fine. Just you know, it's been a good day work-wise, which I think is good. So, talk about the topic as well. So, if you like the video, like what you see, then hit the like button. Also, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you like to super chat, give what the channel's worth, and you'd like to become a member, click on the join button for 99p as well. Got comments coming in there as well. Big up to Tom. We've also announced today Brighton away. It would be nice if Newcastle would help with travelling fans and stick on some cross-price buses for them. I thought it's a flipping good idea, Tom. 100%. Even to Carl, even to Davey, and even to Gareth as well. Hope you're okay. It's been a good day. So the first topic we're going to talk about, this is from Tony, one of the co-hosts, Mason, co-host, everyone's co-host as well. List of topics we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about problem buying tickets on general sale, and is there a lot of chaos, Tony? You've spoken about it, and I can understand your feelings as well, mate. And you know, tell us what your thoughts on the ticket fiasco.
Yeah, well, obviously I logged on as soon as it hit 9 o'clock and waited for the event to open at 10. And I was about 900 in the queue. Got on eventually after about 12 minutes of waiting, and nothing. It said add, so I went to the tickets to add, clicked everywhere in the stadium, nothing coming up, and I thought, well, that's a bit strange. I've actually looked tonight, and there's still 52 tickets left for sale, but only if you're aged 13 to 17-year-old you can buy them, because we're in a family area in level 7. Now, I understand when the family area came in was under Mike Ashley. It was a way of getting fans in the stadium because he lost a lot of support because of the way he ran the club. So that's why we've still got the family area. Now, but when you look around different parts of the stadium, children are sitting anywhere in the stadium now. So is it not time that Newcastle United scrap the whole family area and let everybody get a ticket? Because those 52 seats might remain empty because I don't know who's going to buy them. So you've got that problem. Plus, there was a couple I clicked on yesterday and it said, oh, you can't have this seat. And then it came up because you're in a family area. It's crazy. So they want to sell the tickets. They want to sell the stadium out. But, you know, they're not going to sell the stadium out if they're not giving people a chance to get there. It's just as well I didn't book any train ticket until I actually got a ticket. Because it cost me about £130 return on the train, but that's because I go first class. But the thing is, though, it's stopping other fans getting tickets. So maybe it's a time where the club need to look at this and say, right, let's scrap the family area. Do we really need a family area? Because do we really need one? I don't think so. As I say, you look everywhere on the grounds, there's kids everywhere. I mean, when I sit in the Millburn paddock last season, there was kids sitting in front of me as well. So I think it's time to get rid of the family area and just let everybody who wants a ticket buy one. Because, like I say, you're just going to end up with tickets that are outstanding, and those empty seats could have been filled by fans likes of me, Brad, and everybody else. So the club need to sort this ticketing system out because it's just an absolute joke. If I'm honest, it's all back from the Ashley days, and it all needs to be sorted out. But then you could buy a ticket for the City game, but I don't want to buy one for City game. One, it kicks off at 4:30. It's on a Sunday, so I would struggle getting the train back. So to me, it's on Sky. What's the point of travelling? But I really wanted to be at the first game, so I will be trying to get a ticket for the Crystal Palace game, which is in September. So I don't know what your thoughts are on this, John, the other guys in the panel here and on the chat.
I rang up the club last week, right? Funny enough, right? I was going to get tickets, and basically I was told by the family area, sort of, you had to be a certain age, you had to buy one for the dad, you got to buy one for the son as well. And I've asked the question as well. I understand you can only buy one ticket and not 2 tickets for Ashley's ticket, and she goes, correct. So it's a family member sort of thing. I think this family thing is not working at all whatsoever. It's a hindrance, right? And it is so frustrating, Mason. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you have to agree with what Tony said. They need to stop the family end. I could be wrong on it. Is that your noise there, Gordon?
Oh, no, not me. And I'll turn everything off.
Have you? Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got to take out for 5 minutes. Go sort out. I'll bring you back in 5. Sorry about that, Mason. Carry on, mate.
I think it's just ridiculous. Obviously, I know it's the owners' first summer, but I think it's a learning curve because they've never been in this situation like this before. But I think they'll get used to it. But as it stands now, it's just shambolic.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're coming for the tickets in a bit. Big up to Paul, by the way. One thing, the new away kit coming out this week is blue. I think it's a lovely kit, by the way. I really do. Big up to Kevin and Clanton, even to you, mate. Some good performances last week. Good to comment on later on. Hopefully, the HPC loan can be used to bring some attacker players to the squad as well. Good to talk on in a bit. Kevin's chatting to the clone. And there's always been a family enclosure. I was in a family enclosure back in the 80s and 90s. Clubs have to provide a family area. Wow, it's a hard one, that, man. But I'm in a grey area on that one, and I got Bonds played well yesterday. Giving to lovely Danielle. Hope you're okay, Dan. The sensible move for the club to get to that loan. Yeah, absolutely. Big up to Jules, one of my mods. Hope you're canny. Even Jules getting Lumberwood. Yeah, he should have done better, shouldn't he? Jesus Christ, on a bike. That is absolutely shocking, that, man. And all the big business of loans is how the financial world works. Absolutely agree, Danielle. And chatting Danielle saying, give us cash up front. Now, hopefully make dealings with some of the selling clubs a bit easier. Clever move and pretty standard. The more I look at it, you're absolutely right. And then I can understand it now. And everyone's saying hi to everybody else. I don't get why they're taking so long to sign the players after yesterday. We need players in fast. Also, batterers, our team still shy apart from Bruno and Botman trips. And what's the bleeding crack, Del boy, mate? I hope you're okay, mate. And he's a top goon. I'll be on this channel tomorrow. And keep it civil. Thank you so much, Truls. Go on, Sam. Ticket situation, mate. I know you're very strong on this comment. Go for it.
Oh, do you know it gets to a stage where I think they'll have to move the family enclosure somewhere else in the stadium. I thought it wasn't level 7 unless it was Mike actually changed it. The last time I checked, it was like lower sort of in the ground. But then again, people might want to sit low on the ground, so you're in a catch-22 situation where you put these, put it because level 7. I know a lot of people don't want to sit up there, but some people do because you get a better view of the pitch and things like that, and get a better view of the game for you see where things can happen. And I don't know. The thing is, though, people could buy tickets next week and say they've got kids and say, "Oh, I've got," and then they go to the match and say, "Oh, my kid's not very well" or something, and not turn up. Well, it's just one of them things where I think from next again they'll have to probably give it time to. They've probably got more things to worry about at the minute than just saying, right, well, we'll change where that is and change where this is. They've probably got a lot more things that actually left iron out and sort of like putting away before they sort this out, because like this will be something that again, that if we do when we go on to a new stadium talk, if we do go to a new stadium, or if we go expand St James's somehow, that they're going to have to think about where they put a family enclosure, because I mean you've got to have one. It's like, just to make it fair, but just they're going to lose out possibly on 50 seats, which is, what was it, about £35-40 a ticket for the Man City game. So 40 times 50, you do the maths, and I know money's nothing to them, but it's, again though, it's the fact of having a full house and the fact that there would be people out there that would buy it. I think personally, what you should do is, after a couple of weeks, if they're still there, just say to them, listen, anyone can buy it, and we'll charge you a certain price, and just obviously respect that you're going into a family enclosure, and just because you might get some numpty that buys it who wants to effing blind and do this and do that, but then I just think I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I think we've got more things to worry about at the minute, but I do think it's something that will be looked at, and it's like, I'm going to the game on Saturday, so I'm quite lucky to get a ticket for even just the friendly game on Saturday. So it's going to be, it's going to be a full house apparently, and it's just going to be interesting to see a full house for a pre-season game. And I wish I could go to the Man City game, but I'm probably going to be working on that day. But again, it's on Sky, so people are going to say, well, do I go when it's on 4:30 on a Sunday? I could be at work on the Monday morning. I don't really need to move anywhere if I've got Sky, or if they've got a link for it, as we should say. But I just think, there's things that these will obviously, I would imagine they're getting feedback off the fans and what we're saying about it, and they'll just take it on board and just think, well, and next season it'll be different. If we do move grounds, it'll be different. If we expand this ground, it'll be different. And again, it's just another learning curve for these owners, because again, they're not used to this. So, like I said, if they take on board the feedback from the fans, which I think they will be doing, then it'll improve.
Yeah. Fair shout, mate. Fair shout. I've got Brad. What's your take on the ticket situation, mate?
I agree, really. I think the family enclosures, there's nothing wrong with having one, but I don't think it should be as many as it is. Just have it the one section. There's that many on the level 7. Well, the 2 occasions that the Forest tickets were available, I was really unlucky and I got terribly placed in the queue both attempts, so I had virtually no chance. But the chance I did, obviously I was in the same situation where you can only allocate a child's ticket alongside to buy one in there with an adult. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing because but I don't know what they'll do about it. I can't imagine that. I just think the right idea would just be to minimise it a bit, still have the area, but not virtually the full level 7, because I didn't think that it used to be. I can remember getting tickets up there as like 3 adults and everything, but I don't know. I don't know what's changed. Not that I've sat up there many times, but yeah, that's it is slightly frustrating, but at the same time, it's probably going to get used to it now, because the only time tickets are going to be sort of available is probably against the bigger clubs when the game's on TV and stuff. Yeah, some of the other games will just be really, really difficult to get hold of, especially with everyone's accounts and memberships, people linking up and having loads of devices open, and the queues are mental. So it's always going to be pretty difficult going forward, I would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, they need to fix it very quickly, in my opinion. Just sort it out and just be organised as well. Tiger's saying that Forest a better team than us. I don't think so, to be fair.
God's sake, man. Can I just quickly say something about this, right? He did the same thing on Post Review channel last night, and I was so annoyed by it because it was a pre-season friendly we lost last night. We didn't lose a cup final. We didn't lose a Champions League final. We didn't lose our first game of the season. It was a pre-season game, and people's overboard reactions last night were ridiculous. I'm sorry, but it was. And we didn't deserve to lose last night. That's the whole point of it. The fact is that they had 12 players on the pitch because the referee was a top spot and may as well have had a Benfica top one. And, at the end of the day, it was a pre-season game, and I thought we were the better side. But, if he thinks Norwich Forest are better than us, then maybe you should go and support them. Simple as that.
100%, man. 100%. I thought you were excellent yesterday. We really were. We've got to comment on it later on. There's plenty of posters to take into game. Barbara saying Sesko, the guy who linked to us, scored against Liverpool. Big up to Billy, by the way. And Billy, want to come in the chat, mate? Come in the live show. Just the link is in there, mate. Just click on that. With all due respect, which Forest player would get into our side? Zero.
So, John.
Go for it.
So, yeah, can I just quickly say as well, another thing I noticed as well in regards to the tickets, and probably a lot of people have noticed this as well as Brad. But with the tickets for the Forest game, Newcastle put that all over social media that they were going on sale. But the Man City game wasn't thrown all over social media. So is that because that's televised? And because the Forest game isn't? It just seemed very strange to me that the Forest game was blasted everywhere, but the Man City game hasn't been.
Yeah, I forgot to say that, actually. Nothing at all.
No. It's just a madness, isn't it? It's a complete and utter madness. Again, we're just going to lose out, you know what I mean? But, what can I say, man? They need to fix up very quickly, guys, honestly. But you're right, Tony. And Gordon, pass over to you, mate. Tickets, mate, if we've gone to the comments.
Yeah, like I say, I've been listening, and I agree with what the guys say. It's just ridiculous, the whole ticket debacle, and I just don't know what to say, John. It's just ridiculous. Like, I'd agree with what you said as well. It's just it's just ridiculous, the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, the fact is, at the end of the day, right? I mean, if they need to organise it a bit better when it comes to the tickets and stuff as well. And
they do.
Okay. Still okay. Go to BL Duff. Big up to BL Duff. Hope you're okay. Leo's just Mohammed Bayo. They acknowledge that they are waiting for the right offer on John for David. Tell me he wouldn't look nice in Newcastle black and white stripes. Love that. Love it. Down to talk to Billy. He hasn't played for a season and he's not a right winger. It's like he's a 10. He's a number 10. Lingard's hardly played the last 2 years and Miguel's having a mid-piece season. I'm going to talk about yesterday's game later on. And going to talk about Tiger, about teams better than ours. Do you aspire to be Adam Pearson? If not, why not? I get questions all the time. I'll go with Tony on this one, mate. Adam Pearson. I mean, he's done a cracking job on his channel. Big up to Adam. And do you expect to be Adam Pearson? I'll tell you something, right? If I get my target, I'd love to be full-time YouTuber. Do you think I'll be good at that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, good luck to the lad. I mean, he gave up his studies to do what he wanted to do full time. He's got a passion for doing what he's doing. A lot of people troll him online, and I think it's rather unfair the way he gets bullied quite a lot. At the end of the day, this guy is only doing something that he loves. He loves Newcastle United, and he wants to be out there reporting. He goes to women's games, he goes to home games, away, he goes to everything, and he goes to training ground. I mean, I know he gets criticised for it. If the club aren't happy with him doing it, I'm sure the club would tell him. But you know what? Fair play to the lad. He does the business. He does what he wants to do, and long may it continue for him. And and I just wish some people would just lay off his back a bit and just let him, get on with it. But
Exactly.
What I say to people is, if you don't like what Adam Pearson does, then simple as don't bother watching it. It's a choice. You've got a choice. Nobody's forcing you. Nobody's twisting your arm up your back saying you must watch Adam P. If you don't want to watch him, don't watch him. But I think the lad does a good job for what he does. And, and one day he might get into journalism, and I think that's what his aim might be. And you know what? Good luck to the lad, I say. I've got no qualms whatsoever.
I second that.
100%, lads, 100%. I mean, the kid is only 21. Yeah, he's a young lad, yeah, and he's got a great career in front of him as well. Big up Adam, whatever he decides to do. And like I said, if I was listed Newcastle, I'd do exactly the same. One needs to go along with Lascelles, both all for as long as you don't get Rob Holding. We've been linked to Rob Holding, one or two reports I'm pretty sure we've been linked to him. But anyone, I do not want Roy Holding anyone in my football club. I'm sorry.
I'm a bit wrong.
He just went to Villa, didn't he, in January?
Oh, that's Callum Timbers.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
Chambers.
Same thing for me. They both, I don't understand them, but I didn't realise it. But no,
They're
you
both
can't get an
clever.
Arsenal's team. Their defense isn't the greatest, so I wouldn't really want them here.
You hear that song, that Rob Holding, better than Cannavaro? I do not put Holding and Cannavaro in the same sentence. Yeah, Cannavaro is a world-class defender, won European Football of the Year athlete. Is Rob Holding going to win it? No, he won't. That song is absolutely a madness. I mean, it's an absolute joke of a song. I'm sorry, but there you go. Yes, plays good football. Yeah, he looked to bounce. He looked good. Tom as well. If it was moved very recently, it used to be at the back of Lisa's below level 7. Before that, it was in the seats below the east stand in front of the boxes, which is where I used to be. Talking about the tickets. They just talking to Tiger. You name one player you think are getting to outside, but you think they have a better team than us. No one's ain't on it up, pal. Mm-hmm. You got to listen. When Billy talks, everyone's got to listen, really, haven't they? I mean, you see right all the time, then I'll leave that up to you. But Billy is normally smart on. We stood toe-to-toe with the quarterfinal team yesterday. We did good. Yes, we did. We're a million miles away where we want to be at the beginning of the season. I can only see positives other than the shirts.
Give our man. Give bloody our man. Honestly, man. What honestly, are people that really stupid and negative? Just go and support another team, man.
Thing is, right, Chippers, right? I've seen tweets, right? So you're having a go and saying, we got to get this player, we need to hurry up, this and that, and Tommy. Yeah, we still got flipping time. The thing is, right, I mean, English players are so damn expensive to buy, yeah? And our orders, right, because someone backs on this, please, Brad, back us on this one, mate, okay? Our orders are not going to be fleeced. They're not going to get ripped off. Yeah, they're going to pay what they think the player's worth. Wrong or right?
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna play it sensibly, and to be fair, nothing can prepare you for you can only prepare as much as you think you can for the start of the season. As soon as that first whistle goes against Forest, everything changes anyway. So we can think what we want, but until that moment, that's when it really starts. We've got to roll our sleeves up and get a result. So. But we could have won. Let's not forget Benfica are a top side in Europe.
Exactly.
They've got some absolutely. They've not got world beaters in the team, but they've got a really good quality team with players across the pitch. So let's be honest, it was just a good. It was just a good experience to be able to play in a game like that, rather than being away to Burton Albion or away to Rotherham or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So, end of the day, it's a good thing for the players, and it gets everyone. It just builds the group, and it's just good for the young players to bed in and play under that atmosphere, and just get minutes on the pitch. There wasn't nothing to get upset about, really. We played pretty well. So, but no, in terms of the signings, I'm still pretty confident there's going to be some activity in the next couple of weeks. Who it might be, who knows? But one thing we can guarantee is they'll do everything they can to try and get the right players in at the right price.
Yeah,
so we just need to stay patient, stay patient, and 99.9% sure that will happen.
The signings will come. The signings will come. It's simple as that. Danielle just got hospitality tickets to the Palace for Lee's birthday. Really look forward to bigger Danielle. Well done to you, and I'm so glad of you as well. What ridiculous! I sent Tanji. Congrats, Danielle. Hope you and yours have a great time or great game. Yeah, we are a big club, big support. Can please everyone. Paul, the run for tickets is only going to get worse as the team gets better and functionally. Now the owners can do about it. Tony, that's Paul's comments there. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, well, they can do something about it because, I mean, when I looked on that stadium map, quite a big lot of it's the family area of level 7. So if they still want to keep a family area, they could shrink that area down a bit, by half maybe, and then open the other half up for just everybody because You know, like I say, you got 52 tickets sat there. Nobody's buying them at the moment.
Not manful, yeah.
And the only people who can buy them are people who are 13 to 17. So it just doesn't make sense to me. And they're missing out on revenue, you know. And obviously the new loan that they've took out is secured against ticket sales and TV revenue. So, you know, you've got tickets unsold there. So that's not going to help pay the loan off.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's really interesting. I'm sure the owners will look into it, sort of thing, put their hand and say, okay, we made a mistake. And I'm sure they do something about it very, very quick here. But they only just joined and they need to, there's teething problems there. But I can understand your frustration, Tony, and I can understand everyone else as well would buy tickets as well. I think Adam could be picked up by Newcastle for the digital team, and I'll be over the moon for him. Better than build people up than run down. Rule run, don't be a... And you know what it's going to say. I thought it's a full-time job with 300 shows a week. I'm going to have to do 12-hour-a-day shows and that sort of thing. They're probably be sick of us, by the way.
Keep you busy, John.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, keeps you busy. You're right. But there you go. Haven't seen anywhere that we linked to Horden. We linked to him before, but whether that came from Arsenal end, I don't know. But I do not want anyone in my football club as well. 100%, John. Adam Pearson has a great show as of yours. Thank you so much, Barbara. Share the love to you. John Sinclair, who do you think will finish fourth this season? I said it on last night's program with Macy and Tony, and we'll not say it on here. Be my guest stick. Would you go? I've done my top four. Would you go for Rafa from Benfica? Is that Rafa Silva? He looks good. He looks a good player.
It's a good job he meant that, Rafa. I thought he was going to say bloody penny.
Yeah.
No, he's not coming back.
He's not coming back. He's done. I'm afraid. We must be after new players, and that's why we have to take a bank loan. I think. I think that's a smart move, by the way. Yes, this performance was good against a Champions League quality team, and we didn't even feel our best 11. We've come a long way. Totally agree, my guy. Totally agree. Fun goes out the window with a new fresh season starts. If you had taken 100 mil out and get Derby and Paqueta now, and bigger I like coffee, efforts are high. Let's not forget the referee last one was poor, and if Wood can finish, we would have won that game. It could even finish a Sunday dinner, by the way, but there you go. Hello, all that match here today. I was proud even if we lost. That was all to do with the decision that went against us rather than anything the team did. The young left back was amazing. Listen, he had a good game, yeah, but don't pack this guy up, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Don't put pressure on the kids, yeah. I could big up to Alan, by the way. Great show. Well said, Tony. Leave the kid alone. Anyone that promotes and loves our club, it's good for me. Correct. Two extremes, fans having a meltdown, losing friendlies and fans. All of a sudden, loving Miggy after years of slating them playing out of position. Yeah, we're going to touch on Miggy. I'll start with you, Mason. Miggy. Is he going to turn out? Is he going to be a fantastic season this season? Or do you think you should not pipe this guy up?
I think he could have a good season after last night. That's the best I've seen him play for ages, I think. Well, apart from I should say the Palace game because he scored in that, but apart from that, he played decent last night with the 2 goals. Yeah,
I think he had a decent first half. He had a decent pre-season so far, but the business is going to be in the new season. And I know he's got 1 goal in 30 years. Not exactly pull out trees, I can't lie, but Chippers, your mate, Miggy.
You mate, is he?
Yeah. Well, you're a fan of it.
That's so. Yeah, something new there. Hey, I just think it's if he does deliver, that's about time because we've waited nearly 5 years for it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think as long as he takes this form, and I'll say this because I know we've had players in the past, like even Riviere had a good pre-season that season, and he's only scored 1 goal all season. You take it with a pinch of salt, but if he can take it into the start of the season and play well, if he's anyhow starts him, unless we sign somebody for that area, then let's just wait and see for Nottingham Forest because he could all go. He Surely he could literally just go missing. I mean, you might play against Forest, but you might not think he's on the pitch because he might do nothing. And then you think, well, you've bigged him up all pre-season, you see him get some confidence, and then he's just gone. But hopefully, I mean, like I said, we've waited long enough for something for his for an end product off him. So touch wood. But again, I'll wait and reserve judgment till a few games in the Premier League.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, right, I know it's been a long while. I hope that he comes to prove us all wrong. I like Miggy, don't get us wrong, but he's got to show us that he can do it. I want to see the Paraguay form into Newcastle United form, and I'm going to sit back and see how he does, and I think he'll be okay. Go for the comms, go to, I think, Brad, so weird that he's back. Johnson, mainly for fourth, always trying to be chair. Why, John? Why? It's just my opinion. Our new CEO is key to our success in terms of revenue in future. I think he's going to do well. He's going to get us some American friendlies, by the way, as well, and I'll be there. Miggy must have been working on his finishing. That's from Paul. Miggy will get better and better once Eddie works out his position and style of player to fit into the systems that I like coffee. And yeah, I saw on Robertson, yeah, and that looked awesome when they had painted already. Yeah, Brad, Miggy.
I just found a bit of confidence, and he's putting the ball in the net, which I suppose competitive games or not, it doesn't really matter. That's only gonna build his confidence in it, and a couple of good finishes last night. So let's hope that he really finds some form this season, because we know he's got the ability. Really, he's just had a couple of difficult spells, unfortunately, but hopefully under Eddie he can, sort of revive his Newcastle career and have go on for a really good season. It might suit him. It might suit him playing more into that system, and he was certainly settled into the back end of last season really well in that position. So, and I think he'll provide some really good backup for us, particularly where we need a bit of strength in depth and options off the bench with more substitutes available. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him up this season. I think he'll be a good asset to us. I'm glad he's still at the club.
Yeah, good words, Brad. Good words, Gordon, Miggy.
Yeah, I watched the game yesterday, and I think he had a good game yesterday. I think, like you said, it's the best game I've seen him play since the Palace game.
Yeah.
I think hopefully this season on Eddie Howe can get the best out of him that you did at Kraft.
Cool, fair enough. Tony.
Yeah, yeah, he's been on fire, hasn't he? 6 goals in pre-season already. And not to take it away from him, but he scored 2 goals against the strong Benfica side last night, who, in terms of fitness, are at least a couple of weeks ahead of us. So, and to score against, you could say when he scored 2 against Gateshead, you might have thought, well, can he score against the better opposition? Well, he's proved that. He's just scored 2 against Benfica, who weren't a bad side at all last night. But yeah, if he continues to play the way he is, then who knows once the Premier League season starts. But he's got to be played in his rightful position. The problem is he's constantly played out of position. So he should play. If you play him as a number 10, you're going to get the best out of Miggy. So you go back to the MLS when he was a number 10, he was scoring in the system for fun. But since he's been here, he's never really played in that position. But the position he was sort of playing last night, he was awesome last night. And and I know the Premier League's totally different, so I'm hoping by the time Forest comes around, if he starts that game, then maybe we might start seeing the best of Miggy if he's played in that number 10. And I'm sure Eddie Howe's probably looked at this as well, and maybe Eddie Howe's looked at his career in the MLS and seen where he's actually played, and then maybe thought, oh, hang on, he is better off as a number 10. So yeah, I'm sure Eddie's done his homework on Miggy as well. But other than that, all round he's been good so far, and he's still got another 2 games to go yet.
Yeah, there's Tesca's Atlanta and also against Bilbao as well. So we'll see what happens after that. As for Miggy, under Eddie Howe, I think I hope that he has a good season and it gets that to the player that we know done under Rafa Benitez. The loan based on season ticket sales as a guarantee, so I don't think that any unsold tickets in the family area will make much of a difference. And Coffee Bonso was awesome. Just hope Miggy can take his pieces of form into the Premier League. Needs more consistency week in, week out. Gav, I have to agree. He's got to do it. He has to do it now. Miggy scored 6 scores per season friendlies, which is 6 more than Chris Wood has done. That's a fair shout, Gary. That's a fair shout. And he is very forthright, by the way. There's still tickets available for the weekend games if people want still tickets. I think it's sold out, Paul. That's only for the family end, I think. And we need to know that. It won't do any harm to keep the faith in Miggy, because if you want to move him on the future, he won't get noticed by not playing. That's a cool shout. Mason, Miggy.
About last night.
Yeah, and how is he going to do this season?
After the performance last night, hopefully he can progress on in 2 days' time, and on Saturday as well. If he plays like last night, and if he plays well like he did against Benfica on Friday and Saturday, and then plays again if he starts against Forest and he plays like that, I feel like we've got a completely different Miggy.
Maybe like a new signing, so will he as well? So, and I'm looking forward to see how he does. I mean, he could save millions in the transfer market, but then again, I think we do need another right-sided midfielder as well to keep it on his toes. So yeah, that's a fair shot on Miggy. On to last night's game. I'll start with Chippers. Finished Newcastle 2, Benfica 3. We got beat, but it was a good workout for Newcastle. I mean, first half, I thought it was excellent, apart from the goals conceded. I mean, but look, in the second half, Joe Linton got sent off. Got booked for mouthing off the referee, and then he got booked for a tackle as well, which led to sending off. And yeah, so you've got to be pleased with Newcastle's performance. This is a good workout.
Yeah, as I said earlier, the ref, I mean, it was like playing 12 men all game. I think the referee as well just had a Benfica top on and had number 12 on his back, because he seemed to just love playing for them and refereeing their game. I mean, I thought that their first goal, I mean, Lascelles, I don't know what he's doing. He lets a player unmarked in the box, and I mean, people are having a go at Pope. Well, Pope couldn't do anything else because Lascelles let his man go, and the second one there was now he could have done with that free kick. It was a good free kick. And then the third one, of course, we're down with 10 men. We're looking a bit tired and we're hanging on just to go to penalties. And of course, they do it with a bit of a sucker punch. But good workout, and I thought it was a good performance other than that. So pleased with it. And I think we can go into these 2 games at home on Friday and Saturday pretty confident about getting the win against either of them.
Yeah, that's a fair shout. Brad, would you be happy with the performance yesterday? Good workout for lads, and pretty positives, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Nice to see, people like Matty Bondswell getting on the pitch and experiencing that and gelling in with the squad. Elliot Anderson to get minutes again, and just we took loads of positives to take from it. Really, just especially playing against quality opposition, which is not it's not something we've had in previous years. So yeah, it's nice to play under that atmosphere as well. Just gives the players good experience, and just nice, and it's all just good preparation really for Forest. Like I said before. We can do whatever we can, but the hard work really starts when that first whistle goes against Forest. So we'll see you then.
I've got interference, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a bit.
Me, John.
Yeah, it is. It's Gordon again. Surprise, surprise. He's got 2 there, and he's got 2. God, man. What can I say? Yeah, so let's go on to Mason. Yesterday's game.
First goal, I don't know what Lascelles is doing. clearly I don't know what he's doing. Second goal, possibly the best free kick I've seen for a while. And third goal was a sucker punch at the end, which I was just completely devastated in my opinion, because I thought we could have been going to the penalty shootouts. But if Darlow was still on his line, I think it would have been still 2-2 if Darlow was still on his line. But in the game, sorry, John.
No, go for it. Carry on.
And then with our 2 goals, it's just Miggy. I think Miggy must have been practicing and training, because he couldn't have done. He couldn't have done them. I've never seen him do it. So he must have been working that hard and training, and then he comes up against a top Benfica side, in my opinion. And he should do that against Atlanta and Athletic Bilbao.
Have to. And for me, I'm concerned about Lascelles already as well. I think he was poor yesterday. I can't lie. I mean, that tackle on the halfway line, I tell you something, if that's a European game, he'd be off. That was a shocking tackle, that mate. You know what I mean? Got done for Pierce. And I think he's staying on that great, but you can't go in the new season Lascelles in the team. I think he's going to be a liability. Tony.
Yeah, John. Obviously, I had 2 screens going last night because obviously I was watching 2 games. But yeah, Lascelles last night has proved exactly why he's not going to be a starter next season. He is a liability. Get him out the club as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the guy's just a joke, really. He's like, fault for the first goal, give away the free kick, which led to the second goal. But one thing I will mention, which nobody else has mentioned, just after they scored that free kick, what about that block from Sven Botman? What a hell of a tackle that was in the box. What a class player he really is.
He will be. The guy's only 20 years of age, and I tell you what as well, this guy is going to be one of the best players in world football, one of the best defenders in the world. I'm not going to pipe it up, but I think this guy is going to be absolutely stellar. And
pipe,
and
not pipe.
Ivan, where did he come from? Where did he come from, Billy?
You keep saying pipe, it's hype. Piping something is something completely different to hyping something.
Yeah. No, so pipe him up, so hype him up. So I don't want to hype up.
Don't pipe him up for Christ's sake.
No.
Hey,
but yeah, other than the game, I mean, Miggy took his 2 goals well, as I explained earlier. And Pope wasn't really a fault for any of the goal. I mean, there's no one could have gotten yellow free kick at all. I mean, that was a heck of a free kick. The referee, well, he was disgraceful. It was like watching Mike Dean. Yeah. It was all about him. Because Mike, a bit like Mike Dean, how it's all about him. Well, I mean, Shaw was, when Shaw was trying to burst through, he was fouled twice. And he said to the referee, come on, aren't you going to get get a card out or something? And the referee gave Shaw a mouthful, and it was like, well, hang on, you've just got rid of Joe Linton after 2 bookings.
Yeah.
Which now I understand Joe Linton's going to miss Friday's game because of the red card.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that doesn't eke into the league season, which is good. But to get beat off Benfica 3-2 isn't bad, considering Fulham lost their 5-1. And they're, like I said, they're 3 weeks ahead of us in training. So we done a good game against them last night, and they were Champions League quarterfinalists for Liverpool, weren't they? So, all round, I wish we'd got it to penalties, because Seafer would have won it on penalties. Wood might have been able to score a penalty then and get a goal at last, but that wasn't to be, because he's shocking in front of goal. But yeah, other than that, not a bad game. At the end of the day, as I've said last week, when people went into meltdown over losing to Mainz, it's a friendly. It's all about fitness at the end of the day. Don't worry about results. Doesn't matter if you lose a couple of friendly games. It's all about getting that fitness for the start of the season. And as long as we beat Forest on the first game, that matters more than winning in a friendly match or winning a cup in the friendly match.
Yeah, absolutely right. Totally agree, man. It's just, I think fans goes in a meltdown when you get beat, but in friendlies. But hey ho, but like I said, I thought it was brilliant last time. Before I come to Billy, it goes to comments as well. Big up to Keith, by the way. It was what a fantastic round team that F had set for 2 players. I don't need to tell you. I hope got a backhander from fantastic, brilliant, outstanding band. Oh my God, it's like Mike Dean, isn't he, baby? It's like Mike Dean. And go from Tangi as well. People are slating Wood, rightly so, but Callum Wilson hasn't exactly done anything pre-season either. We definitely need a striker. That's his comments. I'll give a player back to Burnley free. I even pay Burnley taken back. A toleration number. Answer and both. So, Keith, you don't need to type in capitals, mate, right? And just for I let you know, mate, it's a great game from Blue of Boswell. Will be a great backup for targets, I think. I have to agree. And Carl, we could have won last week, and Mike Dean's Portuguese cousin wasn't a referee. I could not agree with you more, mate. Billy, welcome, mate.
Can I just quickly say something before? I see Everton are going to sign Dwight McNeil for 20 million, and Maxwell Corney is available for 17. Are they on glue or something?
I think they are chippers, yeah, because I mean, Corney is a better signing than.
Aye.
Yeah, you've got no goals from Dwight McNeil and 1 assist all season, but Corney has scored 9 goals. You know what I mean? It's just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I just had to have a laugh. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a madness, isn't it, man? Forest drew Ross County tonight. Miguel had the first half hat trick. The last of class last week, proud of him, rigorous class, man. Can't wait to see him in the next season. The ref was so serious. Man, to England lasses were relying to realize how it was done. That's from win. And it's obviously Eddie Howe's working on Miggy was Bruce. Wilson was terrible, but that will not get ignored. Let's blame Wood for everything. And Botman looked world class last week. That sliding tackle on the box where it was his chest and went out for a corner. We could have won if Joe Linton didn't get a red card. Billy, welcome, mate. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, good sir.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Talked about the tickets again. I mean, the sellout against Forest. Again, there's a lot of complaints about it as well. What's your take on that one, mate?
It's a lot of it, isn't it? It's basically that's all it is. There's not enough supply for the demand that's wanted. So basically, it's a lottery. So I'm not sure anyone's got any grounds for complaint. Really, it's just bad luck if you don't get one. So later in the season, maybe you will. I don't know. It's just bad luck, I guess. It's just there's not enough supply for the demand that we've created. So until we get a bigger stadium, we're gonna have these problems, aren't we?
Yeah, that's totally right. But are we going to get a bigger stadium, though? Are we going to get a new stadium, or do we have to extend it?
One of the other. Who knows?
Exactly, man. And first two Benfica goals could have been avoided, in my opinion. I have to agree. I mean, Pope is a part of the blame as well. He came out, he could not get to the ball. We did make a fantastic save, but however, I mean, look, saw some good goals. Grimaldo's goal, we couldn't do anything about it as well.
The first goal was not. I mean, I see people blaming Lascelles, and it wasn't just Lascelles. It was the people at the near post totally unaware of what was around them. It was Pope coming out to catch the ball; he had no chance of catching. Yeah. But Lascelles was partly at fault because he could see all this happening and didn't get there quick enough. So he was partly to blame.
There was no communication.
It was slow. There's no that's right. No talking. Too slow to react. But also,
that's another reason.
Yeah, he's
another reason why he's
not
the captain. Yeah,
he's a liability. He's a liability. He's not going to play. Is he? He's not going to start. But Pope was. I think Pope was partly to blame for coming out. He didn't need to come out if it stayed in his line. It fell in his hand, wouldn't it? So, as for the free kick, I thought it was slow moving to it. I thought he had his wall in the wrong place. The ball didn't go in the corner. It was a great free kick, but I think he'll be disappointed with that also.
Yeah, fair enough. Ryan, welcome, mate. How you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys?
Bloody hell, where did he come from?
Yeah, did you not see him come on?
No, I didn't.
He just appeared 2 minutes ago.
Wow. I'll tell you what, though. I mean, Raj just popped in there, sort of thing. Popped in the box. There you go. And everyone saying hi. Thanks a lot, Jules, for that. And Liverpool back to lose again. Pieces just goes to show it can happen for the best teams. And thanks for talking to Foxy. I mean, just going to talk about Joe Linton, Ryan, right? I mean, look, he got sent off yesterday. First of all, he got put for mouth in it. Second half, and again, did a tackle with studs up as well. He got sent off as well. Do you think Joe Linton needs to come down a wee bit? Because Denises is starting, and if that's his attitude, then it would no use to us at all whatsoever.
I feel like all of us thought this would come at some point. I mean, I guess it's a bit of a warning sign preseason. Obviously, you experiment with things. He's experimenting with himself. He can't. He's laying out all his aggression he's had over these years of probably the criticism that we've given him. Now that Eddie Howe like transformed him, like he's using that aggression to help him out and like be the next level. Like, I think it's good and bad at the same time. Like obviously at the red card situation, but the aggression what you need in midfield also. Like if there's any fights on the field, like you wouldn't want to mess with him. Like no one would. So yeah, like he's definitely got to calm down a bit.
Yeah,
I'm sure he will. Like just preseason.
I mean, he had every right to have a go at the referee for that decision to give a drop ball. It was ridiculous. You know,
yeah, it was meant to be a free kick. Yeah,
it was blatant corner. It was as if he'd forgotten what had happened and decided just to get a drop ball because someone was injured. Ridiculous decision.
Yeah,
the tackle on its own was a red card on its own. I thought. To be honest.
I think the way the tempo of the game was, I think fans, even I was thinking like this feels like a European game right here. It honestly almost did. It was just two different teams, one each half. So, I think some people are going a bit overboard with some of the stuff. Like, yeah, the ref was crap, and like you could see like you want to fight with Shar. Like I saw kind of like I was distracted at that moment, but I wish I saw it.
He squared up to him.
I want to try to see if I could find it again, but yeah, like it's just preseason, and like if Benfica want to hire their own referees rather than getting someone neutral, like fine.
Yeah, that's a fair shot. I love Joe Linton. I mean, he's got passion. He's changed.
Also, John, like I think just the team performance. Some people, the criticism, like I saw from like YouTube and like mainly YouTube chat, like yesterday in Paul's chat, like it seemed like there's some people like kind of nervous or negative about the team. Like it's preseason and things will get better. Like and don't forget, like I mean, I went on like on Paul's last week. I literally predicted the score spot on. I think people are underestimating Benfica. Like they're a good side, and they'd probably be like a top 8 team if they're in the Premier League. So, and the point of that game was to challenge, which we got. I think we did pretty well, especially second half. We tried to close. We're better defensively second half, and yeah, like we went toe to toe with them, which is what you want to see.
I wonder what that was. I wonder what we were better defensively second half. I wonder who wasn't there.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
yeah, well, we only conceded one goal in the last minute, didn't we?
There's only 2 more games, 2 back-to-back games, and like I expect the team to be ready for Forest. I'm sure they will be with more sharpness and like just it'll be a lot better than especially like first half where it's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, that's a good shot, Ryan.
John, can I just add to what Foxy's saying there, right? If Benfica player did the same 2 tackles as Joe Linton did last night, would he have been sent off? Because I highly doubt he would have.
That's another thing, too. That game was way too reckless for preseason, but you could kind of see why. Like the 2 teams were on the rise. Benfica and their home stadium. A lot of fans there to cheer them on. So, yeah. But, like, it was just over the top. Like, Joao Mario was trying to kill Almiron in the first half. Like, it was a bit ridiculous. And the ref just it was one of those refs where he just kept everything, kept play going.
Yeah, I agree, Ryan. Everything you said that. Look, at the end of the day, right? I mean, going back to what you said, that will not be Benfica will not have been sent off. And Benfica, like Ryan said, they're a very good team, and they are a good team, especially at home. And they had a good run in Champions League last season, and they tend to get beat on Liverpool as well. Tony, do you think Joe Linton would have been sent straight off in the Premier League?
not really, not for that. I mean, it's. Well, saying that for the tackle, then I think yes, because maybe on VAR they would have sent the referee to the monitor if he had only given a yellow card, because it was a bit over the top. So maybe that would have been a red card in the Premier League. So yeah, he possibly would have been sent off via VAR. But I think it was stupid of the referee giving the yellow card for the dissent because, you know, the referee must have obviously forgot what he was supposed to be doing. And for the referee to square up with Shaw just was absolutely ridiculous, as I mentioned earlier on.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely stupidity that is, you know. Maybe he should get a yellow card for doing that.
Exactly. Because that referee was an absolute disgrace yesterday.
Well,
You know
even the free kick, the second goal was, you know, we had the ball. Grimaldes was running away with the ball, and his fingertips catch the chin of the player chasing him. It goes down like he's been hit by a sniper. Free kick. Ridiculous. It was never a free kick in a month Sundays.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, probably he doesn't like us having a takeover. It could be that he wants us to fail as well.
I just think it's one of them. Yeah, I think he just wanted the headlines all to be about him because, like, you get these refs that we've had recently. We had them when we were in the Championship, just want to make a name for themselves. They just remember when we played Forest in the Championship and he sent 2 of our players off and gave them 2 penalties, and he was just a tosspot all game. We get them. We get these refs like who seem to think, oh, Newcastle are on the telly, I'll make a name for myself. I'm the one that'll get all the headlines like what Mike Dean did, and we always get them. Unfortunately, it's just part and parcel of it. But you know what?
I think it's more of a point of making Benfica win the USABA Cup, to be honest.
Yeah, that as well. I mean, he probably got a few euros off them to win. So you know,
I agree with. I think was it Ryan who said it earlier about the referee situation. You know, obviously Benfica picked their own referee. I mean, really, that should, if it's for something like that, why come out a neutral ref from a different country, say from Spain or Italy or wherever? You know,
not just that, Tony. Not just that, Tony, but for every single football match, every competitive game, you gotta have someone neutral.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, I don't know if he was from that Lisbon area or not, but no, it should have been a referee from somewhere else, a different country, maybe, just to come and referee that game with it being whatever, you know, the UCBO Cup. So, but I agree with you on that, though, Ryan.
Yeah, if that's their way of getting a free trophy, then cool.
Yeah,
exactly. On Friday and Saturday, can we have Clive Oliver? What's he called? Mark Clattenburger's ref?
Michael Oliver.
Clive Oliver.
Michael Oliver.
Michael Oliver.
Clive Oliver.
Clive Warren.
It's the worst part because you shouldn't even be discussing refs because it's like any person, like in their job. If you don't talk about them, it just means that they're doing their job.
Especially in friendlies.
Well, it's just another ref wanting to make a name for himself, isn't he?
Exactly. Like, I know refs have to make the decisions based on their opinion and kind of the letter of the law, i.e. facts. But it's just all over the place at times.
Yeah,
agreed,
man. And I'm going to talk about Danny Mills, right? I mean, I know Chelsea got to go soon, but I'll let you go first on that one, by the way. And basically, he's come out and he's basically said about Eddie Howe will be under pressure if they don't start well. Now, I got a lot of stick. Someone on social media yesterday had the quarters, right? I'm going to call her out. It's Vicky Hayward, right? She said, of course, Eddie's going to be under pressure, blah, 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 right? Then she started having the quarters, right? So I replied back to her, just said, and they didn't reply back straight away, but I'll start with you, Chippers. Is Eddie Howe really under pressure if he don't start well? I don't think he is, you know.
No, because have you seen 2 of our first 5 games of Liverpool away and Man City at home? He's really going to be under pressure, isn't he, when we're not expected to pick anything about with them games? I mean, some people are just looking for a head story that isn't there, really, and they'll just, if we lose them 2 games, they'll go, oh, yeah, Newcastle lost 2 and 5, or if we lose any more, 3 and 5, or and they'll go, oh, Howe's next for the chop and all this. So they'll just want us to turn on Warner's, man. They'll just want us to turn on everybody, turn on each other again, like what we did under Ashley, and that's all they want. They just want unrest at this football club. They don't want it settled and happy, and they don't want us all fighting for one thing and all be on the same page and things like that. That all want us at each other's throats, and we've just. Well, I thought we got rid of that when the takeover happened, but again, we're still seeing to have people who, disagree over petty things, and
Here's the
that's
problem,
just I
Chip,
don't.
is there's people that lap it up. That's the problem
Yeah.
too.
Right. And you've got journalists like I'll name like Luke Edwards who literally stir the pot and they come out with these shitty articles and shitty writing and shitty things about the club where he seems to think he knows it when he's got no sources at the club at all because his source that was at the club left to go to West Brom. So, it's not as if Dan Ashworth's got him on, WhatsApp and saying, oh, yeah, that's who we're going to sign, that's who we're after, Luke, just write this and write that. Things like that I'm sorry, but things like that are just going to stir the pot again. And we don't, and Danny Mills, what's he know about Newcastle? He knows F.O. I mean, he's just a bloody twat, isn't he? I mean, this is, under pressure. The only people for me that'll be under pressure next season if they feel is Klopp and Guardiola, because if they don't finish in the top 2 next season, then they will start feeling a bit of pressure because they're the best 2 teams in the league, and if they're not in the top 2, they're the ones that'll feel the pressure most out of anybody because after that you probably say that the top 4 probably sorted, but after that you don't know where anyone can finish anywhere really. It's that sort of a league.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Chip. As they just don't. They never mention Hussle. They never mentioned Silva. I think Silva would be okay. Jesse Marsh, Frank Lampard. They never mention him, man. It's a joke. But it's all about our club. Brad, what's your take, mate?
What was that? Sorry,
What's your take on it, Danny Mills?
Yeah, they want to talk sport. Yeah, I thought, well, I think we said this the other night as well. It's just a bit just picking on the provoking the Newcastle fans. I suppose that's just the angle of talk sport sometimes to try and get views and clicks and stuff. But I think I said this the other day though. Eddie Howe's, if we talk about Premier League managers under pressure, he's one of the people on the lowest of that list. To be fair, you can make a case for a lot of managers in the league that are under genuine pressure to deliver. But people have got sometimes people have got the wrong impression of what the club's doing and what Eddie's what he's been set, the challenges he's been set and the expectations around it. It's not like, oh, you must get in the top 6 this season or the top 8. It's not going to be like that. Obviously, if it goes bad, then that's a different conversation to be had. But we can't see it going that way. As long as there's steady progress and we make a good account of ourselves and finish in mid-table, then nobody's going to get too upset.
Yeah, totally agree. Is that you, Chippers, mate?
Well, sorry.
You gonna stay on, or are you gonna go off, or?
I'll stay in that 50 and then I'll go over quite fast. That's okay.
All right. No problem, mate. No problem. Just worried about you, your work as well. I'll come to Billy in a bit. Heard the Benfica fans were clapping the Newcastle fans out of the stadium. Very classy. Big up Benfica fans. Stevie G, Lamps will be under pressure more than Eddie. It's very important they get off to a good start. We need to win our first 2 games. I'm off. Have a great night. Thanks, Jules, for looking after us, mate. You take care, mate. Danny Mills always played in Newcastle. That's why he's used to get sent off against us. Back in the day, played against us. Yes, he has. And Billy. Danny Mills, mate.
Danny Mills has made a career since he's quit football, out of criticising Newcastle United. He's doing it on Inside Sport on the North East BBC every Monday for 2 seasons. Every opportunity he gets, he criticises. However, I think there are scenarios where Eddie Howe could be under pressure. I mean, if we were to lose our first 5 games, I think there'd be a little bit of pressure there. And if that bad run continued, who knows? But we all know that's probably not going to happen. But I'd say the same for every manager in the league. If every manager in the league was to lose the first 5 games, they'd be under pressure. So it's ridiculous to isolate it just to Eddie Howe. It's just ridiculous. But it's part of Danny Mills' anti-Newcastle agenda. probably as part of the next Middlesbrough player. He's just a bit of a salty one, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Billy, the guy's a monumental bell, mate. He's an absolutely prick. And
he was shit. And he was shit. He played for England. He was shit.
He's a fun.
I can't believe he only went to the World Cup 2002 because Billy Gary Neville was injured.
Exactly. He did.
Yeah, managed to score and all, didn't he?
Thanks. Average, man. Average. Go on to Gordon.
Like that, Danny Mills, I didn't know what he was saying. I don't listen to Talk Sports, so I don't know what he was saying. Was he saying anything bad? Was he?
He's just putting the expectation way too high.
Like I don't watch Talk Sport.
It's a wise choice, that Gordon mind.
Very, very. Ryan, your take on Danny Mills there?
It's just these media outlets, like, not really having much to talk about. So they say something like the expectations through the roof because, you know, we have the richest owners now. Like, we should be winning the Premier League in a few years. For me, I don't think I won't put him under pressure. I'll tell you that. Thing is, I do believe there'll be pressure online because fans it'll get to their heads that we have the richest owners, and people will say, oh, why don't we get rid of Eddie Howe like 5 games in and just buy out Jose Mourinho's contract or something like that, or like get a big name manager because Eddie Howe can attract the best. Like, you hear stuff like that a lot, and what I've realized from this preseason is when you classify the fan base, you gotta divide it. You gotta go the match day going fans or the online fans. And yesterday, you think there's anyone at the Benfica at Stade Luge or whatever that was complaining? Like, there's probably a bit, but like, it's the online fans because they've probably never seen a game in their life, and right away, like, when they have the game on, they'll have their keyboard aside so they just type whatever they want instead of just actually watching the game. This is the way the world is now. It's so reactionary just because of social media, impatience, no attention span at all, and this is what you're going to get. Like, this is I'm seeing this coming. I fully expect it to come with, and I knew it would come with this takeover. Is that like you'd see negativity because we're put on such like a high pedestal by certain buzzwords.
Yeah. Ryan, I have to agree with you, mate, 110%.
The press will encourage it also because people that buy newspapers this day and age want to see Newcastle struggling because they're generally supporters of the big 6 clubs, aren't they? So
yeah, exactly.
The press will encourage it and they'll get some traction for it. We've already seen, we lost our minds. We had people online saying that Eddie Howe should go. I mean,
that's what I mean.
So Lauren's absolutely right with what he says. But let's just say every manager in the Football Premier League, in the Football League, whoever they manage, if they were to lose, for instance, the first 5 games or just draw one of the first 5, 6 games, they're under pressure. So it's the nature of the game. Eddie Howe will be under pressure if he would just start really badly and have a point after 5 games. That isn't going to happen. But if it does, then he probably would be under a little bit of pressure.
And these fans online, how can you tell if they're actually Newcastle fans? The most you can know about anyone on Twitter is just by their profile, their bio, their location. Like, you can't tell. That's what I mean. You got to divide a match day going fan, someone that actually supports the club and goes to majority of games and stuff and stuff like that versus an online fan. The difference is night and day.
Yeah. And the vast majority of these TalkSport DJs, journalists, I'll say journalists in Lucy's term, they're paid. They're paid to criticise Newcastle United, but with Danny Mills, I've got a natural because he hates us. He's been doing it for years, so they've got the right man to do that job. I mean, people like Agbonlahor and that don't really have opinions about us. Danny Mills is naturally an anti-Newcastle agenda, so they've got the right man for that job straight away.
This is the thing, and like something like TalkSport too, is that they're getting paid to say opinions for every single club, and you have like divided opinions. Like, we could have strong opinions on Newcastle because we support the team and we're fans of them. But if we want to have opinions on other teams, like, we'll probably just go by the media and what they say most of the time. Same thing as these pundits do. Because it's like anyone. You can't watch every single game on the planet. and have a good opinion. Like you just have general opinions or just an opinion on your own club that you have.
Yeah, you know what it is, right? I mean, they probably get more footballers, former footballers go in and criticise Newcastle United, right? And it's just going to be like all the time. They do not want Newcastle United to be a successful club. They don't want to win now. Do you know what I mean? And if we win something, right, I guarantee you one thing: these journalists or people like Danny Mills will have to say, you know what? Credit to Newcastle. Look at Jimmy O'Hara as well.
Danny Mills won't. Guarantee Danny Mills won't.
Yeah.
Danny Mills hates us. The rest of them might. The rest of them don't really care. Danny Mills hates us with a passion.
That's why I think we have to move with a degree of carefulness almost, because the Premier League fans across the world online, they're watching us like a hawk, and they're waiting for us to slip up on anything. The media want us to buy a big signing right now. We're not giving into that. Well, not anyways yet, but like an over the top like mercenary signing. Like they're waiting for that to happen.
Do you not think I've thought about this actually? Why we haven't is because I think they're waiting for it to think, oh, they've breached FFP or some shit like that to just throw back at like the way, like as Ryan just said there. That's why I think we haven't spent massive yet, because they'll think, oh, they're breaching this, they're doing this wrong, or there'll be something wrong or corrupt with it. You know, not like Barcelona, who have just spending money that they don't have, or telling Bordeaux when they're going to give them their £9 million back or whatever,
I think either right now
Anyways,
what's happening is the media are saying, oh, why are Newcastle buying the big players? Or they just want us to buy the big player to fail.
Yeah, that's very, very true. I mean, you just said there earlier on, Ryan, that they just want us to fail, and they're waiting for us as well. But for us, I think we're going to trophy within 5 years, and then we're going to make the front and back page all the time. And yeah, if you like the video, like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you'd like to super chat, just give what it's worth. And if you'd like to become a member, it's 99p. So just think about become a member. So
John, I'm going to shoot. Sorry, I'm going to shoot.
You go for it, mate. Thanks for coming on, Sam, mate. You take care, man.
Cheers, fam.
See you, Chippers.
See you,
mate.
Take care. Good night.
See you, Chippers.
Take care. We're going to go out on round two. Right? We're going to ask you guys. I mean, me and Todd did the Premier League prediction yesterday, and he told us he's going to be the first manager of Cashew to get sacked. So, Tony, tell all the people that didn't watch us yesterday, who's going to be the first manager of Cashew to be sacked?
Lampard. Simple reason Lampard will be sacked is, one, he's not a Premier League manager, and Everton are going to struggle again like mad. It was a toss-up between him and Jesse March, but I had to go for Lampard. Can't stand the guy anyway. And he's not good enough to manage in the Premier League. And he got lucky with Everton last season. I mean, Palace, as I say, they were 2-0 up. Shouldn't have let that lead slip. They should have won that game comfortably. And then Everton probably would have gone down. But Lampard for me, first manager out the door. And I think he'd be gone by the middle of September.
They got Liverpool 4-4-5 game, by the way, so that doesn't look too good, doesn't it, at all whatsoever. Big up to Alex, by the way. Big up to Alex. Hope you're okay, mate. Thanks for coming on, mate. Mason, who's going to be your first manager or Cashew to be sacked?
I've got between two for different reasons. My first one's obviously Lampard, just because with the way Everton have been, and they've said just saying two. Well, it'd be two once the second one gets confirmed from a relegation team. One of them only had one assist from the whole of last season, and the centre back was not good enough. And just the whole goings on with the owners, I think. And with the loss of Charleston, I think they're going to definitely struggle next season. And my second is Brendan Rodgers, just basically because they've not spent any money on players.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a fair comment. Gordon.
Yeah, I think Lampard is. I think I agree with Tony. I think Lampard will be gone by mid September. He's done the Premier League manager, and I think he'll be gone. I think he'll be the first manager gone in September. He's got. I think everyone's got to struggle again.
That's fair enough. Casper leaving Leicester is a strange one. Nice, I guess location-wise, is a lot nicer than Leicester. Barber saying
Michael
Liverpool
left
beat tonight.
Leicester.
Yeah, Barber lost. Liverpool lost tonight, so
Well, 1-0.
1-0. Who are going to pick first? I'm going to pick Ryan first.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Marco Silva actually.
Oh, interesting.
I just think Fulham have that approach where it's kind of like last time. I know they haven't spent like on 100 million on like a new squad or like 10 players or whatever, but I just feel like the way Fulham operate, like I think it could go bad for Marco Silva. Like they bought Joao Palhinha. I think he's a good player, good CDM for them. Yeah, I think it's close between him and Lampard, to be honest. But Marco Silva for me, and like I can't. Let's not forget about like what happened to Everton as well. Like I think it was a crash train almost there. Like he was going to get them relegated, like the way it was going. Like he got sacked in like midway through the season. Like it looked like it wasn't going well. And I forgot who they got after that, but I think Marco Silva would be first for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And Billy.
Strange enough, I think FFP might save Lampard. They're not going to want to pay any kind of compensation package out, which is going to go against the financial fair play. So I think they might hang on to him a little bit longer. I'm going to say the first one out will be Steve Cooper at Forest. Spent an awful lot of money. And if they get spanked week in, week out, I don't think their manager's shy of pulling the trigger. I think he'll be the first to go.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout. I mean, I said Frank Lampard was good or good, and now you mentioned about FFP, then they may not sack him. They may be here a bit longer. So, do you know that as well? Go on, Mason.
I've just thought as well with Leicester, they could be losing Schmeichel.
Yeah, off to Nice.
That's why I could have. That's why I said, well, just because they've spent no money and they're going to be losing the best player. And if they don't spend the money on a potential replacement, I think they're going to struggle the whole of next season.
Exactly.
Yeah, could be right there. Do you agree with that one, Billy? Leicester?
I think they've got enough quality in the squad to not be relegated kind of position. But yeah, I think they're in FFP trouble themselves, aren't they?
Yeah,
Really?
They are. This is not good. That's why they just saw Schmeichel as well. Tielemans could be on the way as well soon. So they're going to need the money. Or they may just say, you know what, I'm going to stay another season, just walk on free sort of thing. So he's in a good position as well. But yeah, that's how it is these days. And one for Louis as well. One on Louis. Got a ticket for Forest Guillaume. Liverpool at 7. Got one, as they were always saying, 30-70 awards. Tickets. I had to buy one. Oh.
You better have a shave, Louis, before you go then.
Just one point. I want to, when you said Steve Cooper before there, Billy, first manager out. Well, isn't it amazing though? He's been offered a new deal and he won't sign it. I wonder why.
Really?
Or is he? Yeah, because I work with a guy who's a Forest fan, and he said the fans are going mad that he's not signed the contract. And last year he did the same with Swansea, wouldn't sign a contract and walked away. And
there's no signing.
And he's done it now. So is he going to hope that if Forest get off to an okay start, that a bigger club might come in from and he can just escape?
How long's he got left on his contract?
1 year. And this is a guy who won the World Cup with the under-17s for England.
Possibly.
His stock is very, very high. Very, very high, Ryan. Do you think Steve Cooper's stock is very high?
Well, to be honest, like I'm really just learning this now. Like won the World Cup with the U17s, but prior to that, like I just knew that like he did well with Swansea. What did he get them to playoffs 2 seasons ago? And like that was more like they did so well because they benefited off loans, and then like They went to Forest, and then like whatever's happened there, like they got promoted and stuff. But I don't know. I think for him, he should just continue at Forest and just continue to build up his stock. Maybe
I mean, yeah.
he's got that that credit in the championship. Why not try to build it with a promoted side that he's still got control of?
This is it. He's improving in the Premiership, though, isn't he? Just total novice in the Premiership level.
It could just mean that he didn't sign on. Maybe
could backfire for him.
He could maybe not have just signed, maybe because of potential ownership like disputes. Maybe I'm not too sure. I don't really hear much about Forest, and like I don't look into stuff.
I mean, if you're Steve Cooper, you've just been handed how much money they spent. Quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's
if they lose 2 or 3 games, 4 games, they're languishing down the bottom. And I think the Greek chap won't have any hesitation at all in pulling the trigger. I mean, he did it with Newton, for instance, didn't he?
Apparently, Billy, they're looking at bringing in William Carvalho, and Aaron Ramsey. Well, Carvalho has not really played well, and Aaron Ramsey's a sick note as such. So, if they want to buy them too, let them.
Yeah,
but that would be. They've already signed that 13th player today, apparently. And one thing I was going to say, I was surprised that Forest didn't actually take Woodman off us, knowing that Steve Cooper's worked with them in the under-17 setup.
And at Swansea.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Forest does. Really. They brought a lot of players. The question is, in my opinion, are they going to gel in? Are they going to be gelling very quickly? It takes time. It takes time to get used to your teammates, yeah? It's a brand new team.
I mean, if they're about signing now and Ramsey, how much wage is he going to want? They're already paying 200k a week to Lingard.
And how much does Carvalho want as well?
Well, he's not going to come cheap, is he?
Probably like 100k, maybe. It's a well-known player.
I mean, in the Nottingham Forest Scrabble bag, are the FMPs all missing? Because they don't seem to understand FFP rules. They're spending
the hell of it. They have no debt, apparently, but yeah, that owner owns Olympiacos as well.
That's what you're saying, Tony. Like, I didn't know that. Like, must have, definitely some rich guy then.
Yeah, he owns Olympiacos. He's worth about £700 million.
Look at this guy.
Well, I'll tell you
it's a Greek guy.
Yeah, Marinakis.
The ownership thing, also owning 2 clubs at once, is that not being breached here?
Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah, he won't be able to play them if they got into European competition, would he? But it's funny though, isn't it? When you look, I mean, like I work with a guy who's a Forest fan. He was telling me they had Sinkernagel on loan last year, and now he's joined Olympiacos. It's strange, isn't it?
I
think you might start seeing a few kind of dodgy headlines about Forest this season. Just got a feeling about it.
Well, apparently as well, the guy told me, obviously, like I see, he's a Forest fan, so I get to pick his brains on a few things. But he said to me, a couple of years ago, at Olympiacos, they ripped up a player's contract, and they said to the guy, right, you're now getting on an airplane, you're now going to England, you're going to play for Forest and sign for them on a free.
Really?
Yes. How
bloody hell?
How dodgy is that?
I tell you what, that is very, very strange, man. Very, very odd. Very odd. I think we're going to wrap up there, guys. I'm beyond an hour and 20 minutes. So I'll just go a few more comments through before. I'll go for Keith for Juve. Nah.
No.
I could handle Everton, I'm afraid. I love Keith. Brilliant for Juve, but nah, not for me. Steve Cooper says Frank. Could be. Oh, you forgot to say hello, Ryan. That's from Win. And it's cool. And how can Forest offer that to Lingard? Will show them. And what I said earlier on, I think it might be Kanchi's, or someone said that we have got they got a better team than us. I don't think they have. So, guys, gonna wrap up there before you go. We'll start with Tony. Where can you find you on your socials, mate?
Yeah, you can find me on my Twitter at TonyTony31, just down there. Give me a follow, and I will follow you back.
Thank you very much indeed. You're on top guy. He's helped us out a lot. Mason, where do you find you, mate?
You can find us Mason4 on Twitter, and I'll follow you back. If you send us a request, I'll follow you back.
Big up. Gordon, you're on Facebook, yeah?
Just on Facebook, yeah.
Okay. Ryan.
Just right here.
Beautiful. And we've got the legend, top guy. He looks after us a lot. Billy, the floor is yours, my guy.
Yeah, you'll see me on the Toon Review. Where is it? There it is. There.
Yeah.
Toon Review, most nights of the week. Currently the most watched live Newcastle United channel. And also on Twitter, at Billy Trey. So if you give us a follow, I'll follow back also.
Fab Tabby Dorsey. And if you'd like to subscribe to a channel, it's John Sinclair TV. Also on Twitch, John Sinclair TV, and also on Facebook, the same. John_NUFC42 on Twitter, and John Sinclair 50 on low cases on Insta. So if you like the video, like what you see, then smash the like button. Also hit subscribe, and it is free, of course. And if you like to super chat, just give what the channel's worth. And if you'd like to become a member, then it's 99p. I've got 52 members at this moment in time. So tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be doing the show tomorrow, but if I do, then I'll let me co-host know about it. And I think I'm on Dale's Boys channel tomorrow for the Premier League prediction show. So join us for that. And guys, I got you backstage for 5 minutes. And guys, thank you very much for joining. And until then, is bye-bye for now.
Goodbye.
And take care.
Take care, everyone.